Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Issue Crew. It's the show where we all have issues, both with our lives and with each other. I am your host, Riley, here with a wacky cast of characters, as usual. Much less diverse of a wacky cast, but it's wacky none the same. Raging Gingy is here.
Am I?
Are you? Maybe we're all just imagining you in our heads. You actually don't exist at all, as it turns out. You were a figment all
No,
this
this
time.
entire show, ladies and gentlemen, has just been Riley in the cuckoo bin, and he's using a very fancy AI-driven voice filter. We're all Riley. He has a fucking switchboard.
Yeah, no,
Where he
actually,
switches the voices.
when Largest Issue in the Galaxy ended, it took such a toll on my mental health that I just snapped. I went insane. And then I was locked up in the asylum, and I just invented this podcast in my head. It's not even real.
The actual Raging Gingy is doing something completely unrelated to this podcast.
The actual Raging Gingy is married to a beautiful woman. He actually has 70 kids. I meant to say 17, but it got a lot worse than even I intended it to. All right, this bit is stupid. Also joining us, special guest, first time on the show, Theta Mae. Hello, Theta Mae.
Hello.
Welcome to the program.
Thank
Howdy.
you very much.
Theta Mae was recently, I don't know who Clockwork Oranged them into doing this, but they actually listened to the whole show recently. Like this whole podcast that we're doing, this whole podcast that we're currently recording the 125th episode of.
Yeah, so the story is there that I was listening to Demigloom's podcast, and I caught up with that pretty quickly, unfortunately. And then I needed something else to listen to, and I was like, oh, she's mentioned this show. It must be at least interesting.
And very interesting it is, as it turns out.
Speaking of interesting, super quick side tangent, Theta, what is your icon? Does that just happen to be looking at it on Discord, and for the life of me, I can't.
It's
It's a
a
bird.
it's a crow with its mouth full of French fries.
That is amazing.
All
right, thank you
crows
for
gotta eat.
clarifying that.
Very important.
Because I saw it, it was like, this is bothering the shit out of me. What the fuck? This looks like some weird sort of fucking like hair wig thing. But no, crow eating French fries. Hell yeah.
That's fair. It worked out perfectly because the reason I joined Discord in the first place was for my D&D group, and my character is a Kenku rogue that basically just tries to steal everything. So it was like a perfect picture for it.
Man, D&D was fun. Kind of. I'm sad that my D&D show just kind of died.
I'm happy because I didn't get to be on it, so that means that it's destroyed, and now I don't have to be jealous of it anymore. So Riley W.
Well,
in my book.
I'm gonna talk with Dom and see if we can't essentially either restart like a new project or something, and I will make sure you are involved this time, Riley.
Good, you fucking bitch. Fucking starting D&D podcast. Captain Blackfred, make up your mind. I don't even know what he said. Fucking recording bombing. What a bit. He probably doesn't even know. None of us heard his funny bit. You gotta like linger for a second when you do that, because you gotta know if anybody even heard what you said, because nobody did in this case.
I also like to say my issue this week is you motherfuckers not responding to my happy screenshot that I posted in the chat.
What screenshot did you post in the chat?
Posted in the DM that you have. I took my organizer certification for Pokemon earlier today.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I responded to it with my heart. I telepathically sent you good vibes. I don't know if you got them or not, but I
didn't
sent
feel
them your way. But no, that's cool. So what are you gonna throw fucking Pokemon tournaments or some shit?
I can now if I want to.
That's crazy. You
So
should
who was
throw
a
you should throw a Pokemon tournament and then just rob everybody of their Pokemon cards and make it like a Team Rocket
yeah? I'll
trap.
dress up as Team Rocket.
Protect the world from
Give me all the
devastation.
give me all the cards. I'll sock you right in the meowth.
Jesus Christ, folks. Of course, there are plenty of burning questions I have for Theta Mae about their experience listening to the issue crew. We'll pepper those in as we go along. We got some votes to discuss
I better
from
a
last
fucking one.
week,
I swear to God.
and by votes I mean vote. We got one of them.
Who is it?
If you recall, the issues were people not understanding why eggs are so expensive, sleeping through alarms, missing socks, legal fees, and Netflix prices. Now, Gingy, if I were allowed to vote, you would be tied for first place, but unfortunately, you did not. You didn't get voted for. There was
What
only
the
one vote,
fuck?
and it was for sleeping through alarms. So Mo Diggity takes the victory from
Fuck you,
last
Mo.
week.
That's one of the only times Mo has actually been based. So
Very often cringe, Mo Diggity. What are some of your favorite Mo moments? Your favorite moments, if you
oh,
will.
Only one in this podcast allowed to say shitty puns. It's all I
Well,
have. Don't
Mo
take it away
puns.
from
I
me.
literally get paid to make Mo puns. That's because I titled the
wait,
Mocast. So
I can't take credit for this, but Mo puns, Mo problems.
Bring on some Mo.
Um, my favorite Mo.
your
That's
favorite
difficult to say.
moment.
Are we talking about favorite in terms of the most entertaining, or ones that I actually agree with?
Well, I want an answer for each now that you've brought both of those possibilities into the world.
I mean, it's hard to argue with when he said that. What did he word it? That women should just shut up and take the gold. That one was pretty good.
That was pretty good. That was a good moment, I think.
Um,
That's obviously the one you agree with, right?
oh yes, certainly. I'm trying to think of what like an actual. What's an actual good one? It's hard to say. There was one recently. What the hell was it? I don't remember. He was arguing with somebody and it got pretty heated and it was pretty entertaining. Well, not recently. Recently in my listening, not recently in recording.
Who would he be arguing with? Was it like one of the debates, or it was just like a random argument?
No, it was a random argument. I was actually kind of surprised that whoever he was arguing with are usually in agreement on most things. Actually, I did like it when he actually got tired of listening to Worf's conspiracy theories and pushed back on it for once instead of just agreeing. That was fun.
The Worf just has a new one ready to pop every time he's here. There's something about that guy. He just has a whole repertoire of fun new ways to explain what's going on out there. Fun new misinformation to have. I guess let us know if you remember what Bo was arguing about in this
Yeah,
specific instance, because now I'm
let me
curious.
let me look back through his issues and see if I can figure out which one it was or somebody's issues. It was funny. The debate was good though too. When I way back when it was Mo versus Squeebo, that was fun.
He won't do a rematch. I tried to convince him again recently. He's hard and
Oh,
fast, and he
he's
won't
obviously
do
scared.
part two. I would think. I think he must just be a bitch that he won't do it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
What a fucking idiot. All right, but I guess while Theta Mae is doing that, we can have Gingy go ahead and lead us in for the day.
I mean, I feel like you should lead us, Riley.
No. How the show works is I say who goes, and they go. There's no pushback. This is not how this works.
Ladies
Know your
first.
place.
Ladies first.
It's not how this works.
All right, you know what? I will use my minor completely pulling out of my ass issue now, and then I'll save my big one for later.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna do the second issue. Good.
So my issue this week is camping in Call of Duty.
There's no way you haven't
I
done
was
this
gonna say,
before.
I'm pretty sure that's been done.
I can't remember, but I'm now backing out of the game that I'm playing so I can double check.
Well, the issue list isn't gonna get you far. I'll check from my feed searcher.
Oh, that works. That's fucking. God damn it! I don't want to compliment you without an insult, but or maybe I did do it.
I don't see anything about camping. Maybe that was like a largest issue thing that I'm thinking of, or
That might
something.
have been.
Regardless, camping. It seems to have not been done. So go ahead.
All right, bet. Yeah, I guess this is just camping, just in multiplayer games in general. It bothers the shit out of me, and by camping, I'm talking about sitting in one spot on a multiplayer map, typically in a corner, where you got the beat on, the places that people are fucking running through. So you technically have an advantage, but this camping isn't with fucking marshmallows. It's bullshit. So, like, for example, I like playing a lot of hardcore team deathmatch. And for those uninitiated into that, it's regular team deathmatch, but with hardcore, there's no weapon or there's no mini map on the screen. It takes less bullets to kill people, and there's no kill cam, so you can't specifically see where you are being shot from or where the person was when they killed you. And
Interesting.
problem, and especially on like certain maps in Call of Duty, one is called Babylon, and it's a small map, and there are some spots on that map to where if you sit in the corner or if you get to a certain spot on the map, you can spawn camp the enemy team and completely remove their ability to play the game because the entire team is aimed at the spawn camp. You can't, or they can't get out of it, or you can't get out of it if you are the one that spawn camped. And they're far enough away because if you're too close, the game will make the spawn go somewhere else randomly on the map, but you'll respawn just randomly. But specifically with Babylon, there's a spot that you can sit, and you are far enough to where you won't force the spawn to change. But it's also to the point to where if you get that area locked down, you completely remove the opponent's ability to play the game. So it takes the fucking fun out of it.
Yeah.
It's like I'll play, and every time I run around a corner, poof, dead. Like, oh, okay, maybe that's a fluke. So I run around the corner again. Oh, poof, dead. Like, motherfucker, someone's camping. So I take another route, to try to flank them, right? Another person is camping in the same area, but they're looking down, a different way. They're looking down the other route. Poop, dead. So it's fucking takes the fun out of a fucking game. And I know at one point they put in like anti-measures, for camping. So if you sit in one spot too long in a multiplayer match, the game will boot you for inactivity. But even when you're camping, as long as you move your controller or move your character, even if you go super slowly, that still counts as moving.
I just do like a quick Twitch aim, just like there you go.
Yeah, pretty fucking much, dude. It takes the fucking fun out of it.
At the same time, though, is that not just like a skill issue?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, specifically with spawn camping, if the second I spawn and not even half a second later I get shot, it's not a skill issue at that point. You are removing my ability to play the game because you kill me the moment I spawn in. Different story, if I can run around and then, my dumbass keeps running down, the same corridor, and then the second I run around the corner, poop. I get killed again. If I continuously run down that same corridor and continuously get shot and killed, at that point, yes, it is a skill issue. I need to figure out something to fucking deal with it. But specifically spawn camping or trapping, depending how you want to fucking phrase it, that is not a skill issue. It is bullshit that you completely remove the ability, or take the ability away of someone playing the fucking game, because you are literally killing them the second they spawn in. Which, I mean, good for the person fucking doing it, because you're gonna get a good KD and shit. But overall, it's not fucking fun.
Yeah, it seems like just a genius thing to do. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Well, like,
You'd be on the receiving end of that, and like, it's not fun at all to be a sitting fucking duck. Like, you can't play the game. There is not a chance you're going to be able to catch up if you are continuously being spawn
well, that's
trapped.
what it's like in war, Gingy. If you're in the trenches, they're gonna
That's real life, dude.
They're gonna wait for you in the corners and they're gonna shoot you. You can't. You're like fucking bullshit. You're camping. Well, it's like, well, there's fucking 18 bullets in your chest, so I don't know what we're arguing about, or how you're still breathing. That's what would happen to you in the real battlefield, Gingy. Is that what you want?
No.
Well, I'm sorry, it's gonna happen because we all know that you wouldn't be soldier material.
Fuck you, dude. I tried.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
What happened? You weren't soldier material?
Mm.
Caught.
No, I got medically disqualified.
Oh, too many Monster Energy drinks.
No, back then I hardly drank any.
Oh, okay. That's when you started. You were like, I have to get healthier. So you started drinking Monster Energy 8 times a day. Now if you stab Gingy, it comes out green. The blood.
Yeah, I don't bleed blood anymore. I bleed Monster.
Is that like renewable? Could you just like refill your own cans?
That's fourth wall breaking, and we don't talk about that.
Now I'm thinking of like if you had like a tube in your arm that like feeds into your Monster Energy can and just like refills it constantly.
Hey, Bradley, what's your issue?
My issue is getting demoted.
Oh yeah, that fucking sucks.
Man, today was a day. I time traveled back to 2021 today. As it turns out, actually, the last 4 years have been a dream. And now it's 2021 is what's happened. So I got demoted. They found a better IT guy, and they just kicked me to the curb. It's almost hard to spite them too hard because they could have just fired me. But like, it's almost worse in a way. It's not. By no logical way is it worse, but just the pride of it. It's worse. You know what I mean? Like it's like fucking. We don't need you anymore. We pity you, so we'll let you have this shitty lower job, but we don't need you in your current job anymore. Get fucked.
I mean, it's still fucked that they treated you like that. Like, were you? Because I know you like doing IT work. Were you good at it, or were
Yes.
you getting like
Look,
multiple write-ups and whatnot?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a reliable narrator. I don't know how they fucking perceived me. I don't know what the fucking particular hurt points were. I know
Let me
I know of a couple incidents that I feel led to this, and I feel as though in those incidents I'm getting fucked. But I'm not
okay.
a reliable narrator. So you'd have to ask them for their perspective. But from my perspective, I was assigned a metric assload of work with zero prep time, and I busted my ass and stayed late every night, and I made it happen. However, it was a bumpy ride, and people had to wait hours for equipment. Perhaps there were some things that didn't go in the correct boxes. But this was the result of me fucking busting my ass for 50 hours for something they gave me no prep time for, and mostly pulling it off with a couple little fucking things that had to be corrected the next week. And that was like the start of fucking, oh, maybe Riley needs another guy. And the whole time I'm like, no, stop. No. And that I didn't have one for a while. And then kind of just as I didn't need it anymore, they got me one. And that guy was about equal to me in terms of qualifications for the job. And we worked together as equals. And then he quit, and it was like, okay, that was an interesting aside. Back to my fucking life. And they looked for a third guy despite my protests. And they found a guy who actually has a degree in IT. So they hired him full time and then kicked me to the curb. And it was like because of the slow staging, and because like the tech rooms were disorganized, because I had to fucking put together fucking 20 computer stations a week, so that things got a little disarrayed as I'm fucking throwing parts around, making miracles occur. Fucking sorry.
Did they like bring this stuff up to you at all, or is it just an assumption?
Yes, yeah, they've brought this stuff up to me before, but it's all fucking annoying shit that's like working on being fixed. Everybody knows it's working on being fixed. And it's all happening. I'm doing a million things. Maybe I did need help. What I didn't need was to be fucking replaced, because now it's just the same. Like what if I was there? It's the same amount of a guy doing the work. So this whole fucking thing was stupid and pointless and just was to fucking screw me.
Probably are.
So that's what's going on in my life. What's going on in my life is that everything I've ever done has been a failure. That's what's happening to me right now. This is the newest thing on a long list.
I did. Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't say that that's like a failure on your part. That's just them kind of being sleazy.
Yeah, I mean they were sleazy and whatever, but like at the end of the day, I guess if I was fucking perfect little church boy and I had somehow lived up to this shit, maybe I wouldn't be in this situation. So it's yet another thing that like, oh, did I put in as much effort as I could have at that? I don't know. I guess I'll think about it for the rest of my life.
Have you thought about maybe trying to branch out, find another, another job?
Yes, I've thought about it, but it's not that easy.
Well,
It's
I never
not.
said it was easy.
It's I've had this job for a long time. I know what I have to do. It's secure. My problem is I'm too fucking uh d- messed up in the brain to fucking sweep a floor. And every other job on the planet would require me to sweep a floor. Like I don't know how to operate a broom and a mop correctly. I would get fired like the second time I was ever put on that job. Because it's just, I can't do it right. I'm fucking stupid. There's some sort of disconnect in my fucking neurons, in the place where you would have knowing how to sweep and mop.
That's a mood.
I'm just bad at things like that. And I'm bad at organizing, which is it's like all the like easy go-to jobs where I would make more money. I would make more money at a McDonald's. I would make more money at a Walmart. I literally, the world is my oyster. I would make more money fucking damn near anywhere. But I don't have the skill set to do any other entry level job except for the one that I've been doing. And I don't have any sort of qualifications or anything to make a not entry level job enticed by my existence.
I mean, at least you have some experience to lean back on now, I would think, for regarding some IT and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, but like, how far is that gonna get me? I don't have any real certifications. I don't have any real education. I just had like a shitty little entry level position for a couple of years. It's better than nothing, I suppose, but it's like, where is it really gonna get me? This was kind of a one in a million phenomenon where they just so happened 3 years ago had to replace a guy immediately, and hired somebody completely unqualified in the hopes that he might be able to learn how to do it. And then he did, and did it for 3 years, and then they fucking kicked him to the curb.
Bastards.
The bastards. So now I'm back to being a fucking telemarketer. Welcome, fucking here we go. A very exciting life that I lead. Fucking go and fucking have my soul sucked out of my body, telemarketing stupid bullshit, and then come home and record these podcasts and probably start falling asleep on them again, and all that stuff. Here's to the new life where work is gonna suck infinitely more than it has in a long time, and it's just gonna suck and be bad, and I don't like it, and I would like it to stop, but it's not stopping. It's here. It's now. It's what's happening. It's the way of things. I fucked up again, everybody. It's a little bit depressing of an issue, but it's real. These are the real life. This is the real life shit that people experience. I'm not the only man to ever be demoted. It sucks.
I usually just
Every
get fired.
Yeah, again, it's like logically it's better that you're getting demoted, but like it hurts a little more somehow.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But yeah, that's what's going on with me. I got demoted, and I hate my life. So that's the Riley update, and that's my issues getting demoted. Has this ever happened to you?
Usually, yeah, I think I could consider myself having been demoted once, and very shortly after I was fired, it was like, we're just gonna put you in this position until we can finish firing you.
Did they have to finish firing you? What does that
I think
mean?
I think they had to wait for HR to get everything together to make it like good enough that I couldn't have a potential case against them with the
It's true.
employment security in my state.
Yeah, I'm in an employment at will state, so that shit doesn't exist.
Yeah,
They can be like, I don't like your hat. Get the fuck out of here.
generally speaking, we are too, but there's usually still careful to make sure that there's not a case.
Yeah, it's fair.
But
But
no,
yeah,
yeah, a lot of times it's just like I said, I just get fired. Like the place that I was at just before this, I had a supervisor that was like super friendly. Like he acted like he was my buddy. Like he would talk to me about like stuff that almost like personal stuff. Like I mean, he told me how much weed he would smoke and everything, and like he would give me like he gave me some edibles once and whatnot. But like you know, he would tell me all this kind of shit and act like, oh yeah, you're great. You're like one of the best guys that we have here, and all this other shit. Which not to toot my own horn, but I kind of was like, I know I was pretty decent at that job. Then like out of nowhere, he's like, hey, I need you to come into the office, and they just like fired me just completely out of nowhere.
turns out they were doing espionage. He actually gave you those edibles as a test, and the fact that you took them was you failing the test.
Probably,
You should have been
that's
like,
that's
this is
that.
wildly inappropriate. You should not be giving me this. And he'd be like, you passed. Good job.
Yep, that's right. I shouldn't have accepted those. I mean, I really shouldn't have because they weren't very. I mean, they were strong, but they weren't very tasty. They were actually a little bit too much. But that's a separate issue.
What kind of edibles were they? What food had been weedified?
Uh, there were some gummies that what the hell flavor were they? They were weird, and there was a piece of chocolate of unknown strength. Um, which was kind of an issue. Then he gave me this jar, this unlabeled jar of oil, THC infused oil, with no information about like what the dosage was or anything on it. And he's like, "Oh, you can just use that and whatever." And I was like, "Dude, that's sketchy."
It's a little sketchy.
I still used it and stuff, just not, not without other stuff involved, like regular oil. So I didn't, completely lose my mind.
Edibles are really very, very hit or miss process with edibles.
I noticed that. Um, I had a relatively short period of time where I was indulging in them, and that's all I've ever done for really any kind of drugs. Um, I never even smoked or vaped or anything, so I don't know what the difference is. But like, Yeah, my experience definitely was that it was kind of hit or miss.
Sometimes it's like it's supposed to be better, is what I'm told, and like it has been, but that's a very rare occurrence. Usually, it's either just like normal, and I feel like I've wasted the effort of not just smoking. But sometimes to circumvent that, I'll try to take more. And every once in a blue moon, that's worked, which is why I keep trying it. But most of the time, it ends up being too much, and I just have not a good time on edibles. Usually, is what happens. I don't. I always underestimate their power. There was one time where I took what I think could have been a fatal amount of weed gummies, and I think I've told this story before, but like I took like half of a bag of like a huge bag of weed gummies, um, and I was supposed to hang out with my friend, and I was supposed to we used to have an arrangement where even though just for like a minute amount of gas money, and also because I just didn't give a shit, we had this arrangement where my friend got off work after me and like a couple hours later, so I would go home and I would walk back there and meet him, and then we would go out rather than him just picking me up, which seems kind of superfluous, and he does pick me up now under that circumstance. But that was the arrangement at the time. And I started walking, and I started like hallucinating screams and gunshots that I knew in my heart were not real. But I heard them and they made me feel anxiety. So I went home and I had like I went home, and as I go home I start realizing that everything is turning yellow, that the whole world is yellow, which is something that does happen to me when I get like really high, is just like a yellow hue fills the world. And this got real yellow. So I get home, I go into my room, which has like a sliding glass door, and I closed the door, and then immediately like I'm frozen in place, like leaned against this door, and I feel like I can't make a move. I'm like fucking frozen in time. I feel like I'm about to fucking smash through the glass door because I'm leaned onto it so heavily, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? And I text my friend and I cancel on him, and then I just what was convenient at that time is I happened to be sleeping on the floor in that room at the time anyway. So all I really had to do was like shuffle forward a little bit and then lay down on the floor, and I was in
I mean,
bed.
I gotta know out of curiosity, what's your mom's view on you fucking smoking?
She found when she first found it, she like tried to be a mom, and then she realized I was 19 and she smoked weed in front of me all the time, so she got over it immediately, and now we just do it together all the time.
Nice.
Great bonding, I guess.
Yeah.
Side Gaming has appeared.
Hello, I got
You're
a
a
few
bitch, Mo.
minutes.
You won. Fuck you.
Oh, what did I win?
Just kidding. I love you, buddy.
You won the issue. You won this week.
Cool. Oh, for tires or what?
Tires?
What
The
was
fuck tires?
I don't fucking remember, man. It was last week, and I've been sleeping a lot at weird hours. What was my issue?
Seeing as sleeping at weird hours, the issue was sleeping through your alarm was the issue that won.
Oh yeah. That would make sense. All right,
That
good,
was a
good,
good
good.
issue.
So did you just wake up?
Kind of, yeah.
I feel like your sleep schedule is like weird even for a night shifter. Like,
Well, it's
I feel like you gotta be up by like 6 or 7. Like, what are
well,
we
like
even doing here?
I had a weird weekend because I was having tire issues and I was stressing out. Then I ended up staying up 24 hours sort of accidentally, not even really trying to, but I did. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, that does happen on occasion.
I don't like
Sometimes you don't be intending to stay up and then you just do. And it's
yeah,
like, what the fuck has happened?
I'm not super into the whole night shift, to be honest. Like, this is nice, but like it's time for me to at least go back to the afternoon or evening shifts.
No, this is
I mean, if it makes
actually
you feel any better, Mo, I'm looking at completely changing my work schedule and switching to overnights.
No, yeah?
Mo, I need
Yeah.
you to not do that, okay? Because the only schedule that's not worse for me and my interest than overnight is mornings, which I know you won't do because you're not a normal person. So don't
Ugh.
do afternoons, don't do evenings unless you can get the right days off. Stay graveyard or do mornings like a normal person. Do one of those two things.
I don't want to do mornings like a quote unquote normal person. God, you like I don't like waking up and having to like commute with the scum of the fucking earth, man. I don't
That's
want to do
such a
that.
fucking like shitty attitude. That's like the
I don't
shittiest
care. I
possible
don't
attitude to
care.
have.
I don't care. You know it's great. Hey, good morning, everyone. All right. That's nice. Cool. And then if I get up in the morning, oh, it's just the news of the day. Ah, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this right now. Go away. Plus, management's up, like all the rule followers, all the, authority is good. Time to, kneel to, your superiors. And all those people are up during the mornings, and I just can't deal with them.
Well, Mo, you're a weirdo.
I'm not a weirdo. So
Okay,
who's this Theta Mae? How you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
this is an honored, esteemed guest. They love your opinions. You're their
Yo,
favorite.
Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad to see you over here. I hope to give you content live on the show. Hope like you can enjoy that.
Now you can interact with it in real time. Before it was just a fleeting, just another person in another world. Now you're in the same plane of existence. It's crazy.
You should totally listen to the MoCast. That's where you can get like concentrated Mo,
No,
like
you
shut
don't have
up
to
all
listen
up
to the
in your face.
mocast.
No,
That's
listen to the
okay.
MoCast. Fuck you, Riley, you
I,
bitch.
I mean, if I listen to that all the time, I don't know if I'd have a voice to speak otherwise. So,
Yeah,
like
you just
Yeah,
physically.
I
be
can speak for you.
screaming at your phone.
Yeah, I can speak for you. Just say repeat after me. Taxation is theft. All right, for like we'll get you started, okay? And the Fed
We'll get you started with some
taxation,
basics. Taxation is theft.
taxation is theft and the Fed. All right.
Mhm.
Also, Ron Paul was right.
About which subject exactly?
Oh no,
Just in
you could just
general.
repeat. Yeah, you could just say that, and then you begin to
Oh.
believe that, and then we just go from there.
This
Anyway,
is the Mo crash course.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
yes,
All
yes.
right, all right, all right, Theta. Here's a question I have for Theta. This is one I've been holding close to the chest since I found out you were coming on the show and you were gonna blast through listening to the issue crew. Here's what I gotta know, okay? Gun to your head. This is part of the reason why I didn't make them stay when they were gonna come on the show. I gotta know, Theta Mae. Firing Crow royalty. Right call? Question mark, in your opinion, as a listener.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Hell yeah.
No. So
That's the right
listen,
answer.
listen. To be completely honest here, like you, it's you make the comparison fairly regularly between Crow and Kang, but you've got it mixed up. So you say that Kang is the more entertaining and better version, effectively, but I disagree completely.
No, so you think Crow is the better Kang, actually. It's the
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah. So it's got the he like they've got the kind of weird out of nowhere references and cringiness that Kang does, but a little more like not reading the room, that's not what I'm looking for, but a little more they're just not as like off the cuff kind of like, you know, the amount of times that, like, you know, I as a listener and sometimes you guys as hosts are stopping just like, what the fuck did you just say to Kang? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It comes out of nowhere and it just like derails everything for nothing.
I remember there were multiple moments when we recorded the Mocast last night. It's fresh in my head. The Kang, what did you say?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that he was going for like a bit. I just didn't understand it.
He goes for bits that like literally no other human being understands.
Well, not everyone's going to understand everything, and I just happen to be that part of the everyone in that particular one. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So is Kang the worst host ever on the issue crew? Theta Mae.
Ooh,
Or if not, who?
I don't. It's close. It's a close call.
Ooh, okay. Between
Let's see. Now, I'm not going to include Heartsy because that was pretty much not a
Heartsy
thing.
was on 2 episodes.
Yeah, barely. So probably between Kang and Worf.
Okay. Okay. I can't agree with Warficus. Listen, he says some silly things, but that's part of his charm, okay? That's part of what makes Warficus Warficus.
I mean, it is entertaining. It can be.
He's like the Dale Gribble of the group, you know? It's not like anybody believes
Now,
what he's
here's
saying, but he's
I was
subvert-
the Dale Gribble.
Pakistan, Shisha.
Pakistan.
So opposite question, Theta.
No, you're the Bill
who's your
Dotrieve.
favorite?
Fuck off.
I am not. Wait. No. I'm not Bill Dotrieve because I am absolutely not his level of pathetic. I'm a tiny bit. I'm a tiny bit pathetic, but I am not Bill Dotrieve pathetic. Like, come on. Like, I'm at like level 1, maybe 2 pathetic. You know, he is
Fine,
max
you could
level
be-
fucking
You could
pathetic.
be fucking Hank Hill.
So-
I'll be Bill Dotrieve.
Like
I-
it's like, you know, it would be like, you know, Justin Trudeau, fucking iDubbbz, and then Bill Dotrieve. Okay, that 3 level of just absolute pathetic. You don't want to be on that 3.
So I agree that Mo isn't Bill because I feel like Bill has a much purer heart.
True, very true.
What? Hold on. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
And you know,
What do you mean pure heart? Do I have a
Bill
heart of
respects
darkness?
Bill respects women.
Do I have a heart of darkness?
Unlike Moside Gaming.
Would I not get through the pearly gates?
I'm you know, see, you're not the worst.
If Theta Mae was God, you would be going straight to hell.
I don't want to go to hell. That place sucks. It's hell. Do you know what they do there? They
Bad
make you
stuff.
toss. They make you toss the salad, Riley.
You have to toss Satan's salad?
No, they make you toss the salad.
The salad. I
Yeah,
assume
that's
you were
not, your
referring
wrist
to
get
Satan's
tired after
salad.
throwing all that lettuce around and shit.
Oh yeah.
It's just a giant salad, like a real salad that you have to fucking like.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever tried to actually mix up a fucking salad like with a decent amount of ingredients? You can't ever get that fucking mixed properly.
This is an interesting depiction of hell that I'm thinking of in my head, where it's just like it's like giant salad bowls with like big pillars of like spoons that you have to like push around with like grueling strength to slowly mix together this giant salad. It's like, God damn it, there's not enough dressing on this side. Now fucking Lucifer is mad at me.
Yeah, see, exactly.
How big is Lucifer in this scenario?
Very big.
Oh, okay. So we're just having comically large the comically large devil for this scenario, and that we are constantly tossing the salad being Satan's salad, that is never to his liking.
Yes.
No, correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, I guess I can see that.
And that's
Do you
where
have
we're
like a
all
kid or
going
something? Is this your
when we
weekend or
die.
whatever? Was this the end of your weekend or something with your like woman? Like what's going on? Why do I hear a kid in the background?
It's not a kid. It's a fucking my neighbor fucking yelling at her fucking dogs. I hate this stupid bitch. I hate her so much. My fucking backyard
Okay.
fence neighbor yelling at her fucking dogs all day. I want to fucking rip my ears off or her mouth off, whichever comes first.
Or her face off, like in Face Off?
No, yeah, maybe the whole thing. Maybe I'll take her face off of her face and I'll put it on my face. And I'll take my face and I'll put it on her face. And it'll be a whole shenanigans will ensue. And I'll be Nicolas Cage.
What if like you did that and then like the person's whose face that you switched and stolen was just even more boring or just as boring as your life?
Well, then it will have been a really frivolous, insane thing you've done for no particular reason, really. For no purpose of any sort.
Wouldn't doing that or experiencing that inherently make it much more exciting and interesting?
Perhaps I've never seen the film Face Off. It's on my I've only ever seen
Oh man, it's so good.
I've only ever seen the robot chicken sketch where Drake and Josh do Face Off.
It's actually like super good, but like fucking what's his name's character is fucking weird because like they're like a they're like a close family. What's his name? John Travolta's family. There we go. Yeah, John Travolta's family. They're like real weird and they're very touchy, and they do that thing where like they put the top of their fingertips on your forehead and they just brush down, and that's the greeting to one another. And I'm like, dude, don't fucking touch me. Get away from me. I fucking hate that.
Are we talking about the movie or just John Travolta in general?
Well, I mean, no, I don't think John. I don't think John Travolta is weird. I think like a lot of the other celebrities are weird. I just think they're like, I don't know. He seems fine. I like Pulp Fiction. You know.
I'm not talking about him as an actor. I mean, I'm just talking about, the whole Scientology and whatnot.
Oh, I don't know. Some people, I think like I think like him and Isaac Hayes. I think they just got into Scientology just because it just furthered their career. Like I can't
What a
really
tragedy Isaac Hayes.
like I just think because go with that it's sort of like, okay, I guess it's the in thing to do to be an insider in fucking Hollywood was to join Scientology, and I honestly think that Tom Cruise was the only one out of the entire group that may have actually believed that. Because maybe he just had his finger on the pulse of like the golden boy of booking or something for gigs in Hollywood.
What do they believe in? Like Xenu or some shit?
Fucking retarded shit. All right, that's what they believe. Fucking stupid ass bullshit. It's fucking dumb. Like and they admit that it's all based off a book that L. Ron Hubbard wrote, excuse me, and he was a sci-fi writer, and this was not to actually be taken seriously. It's kind of like if you were in the 90s and early 2000s.
90s.
The 90s. There's a bunch of fucking morons who believe that they were Jedi. And everyone pointed and laughed at them. And then everyone stopped being fucking Jedi because it's just Star Wars. Chill out, okay? You'll get everything in digital soon, okay? Just wait about 10 more years. But then there's Scientologists who believe in wacky, zany, kooky shit. And this is what we get. I don't even know what the point of this rant was.
Yeah, I don't know if any of us do at this point.
Well,
Yeah, we've gone
which is the
completely
point
off the
of
rails. You guys know they're bringing Jimmy Neutron back?
Are they
Shit's
really?
awesome. Yeah, they're making a new
No.
movie, I guess.
Nope, they need to leave the IP alone. It had a good ending.
Oh, you fucking what? What was the ending?
That it ended.
You said it had a good ending as if it had an ending. It didn't. It just kind of
Jimmy
ended.
Neutron does not need to fucking come back.
The Jimmy Neutron universe ended with Sheen being stranded on an alien planet. That's how the Jimmy Neutron universe ended.
And that's how it needs to stay.
He's stuck there. What's he gonna do? He can't live on that planet forever. We gotta get him
He's gonna
back.
suck it up. That's what he's gonna do.
There's an episode where the Jimmy Neutron goes to the future and Sheen is there. So that means Sheen has to come back. So we gotta know how he comes back. If they don't address Planet Sheen at all in this movie, I'll be kind of upset. That's my number one desire, is for them to at all bridge the gap with Planet Sheen in any way. What a thing that was that they did, Planet Sheen. People did not like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, guys, I gotta get out of here because I got stuff I gotta do. I just wanted to jump in and say what's going on.
Thank you, Mo, for
Alright.
sharing with us your presence. You didn't even give us an issue. What the fuck?
Lightning round, Mo, go.
Okay, lightning round is waking up with your stomach hurting or early morning
That's a good
stomach
one.
pains. I hate that. I don't even know why. Like I was just dealing with that for like the last few minutes, and like my stomach just goes fuck you for like for seemingly no reason, and I'm just hanging out and just like waking up and being all moish. You know, I don't know what his problem is, but you know, that's it.
I've woken up with a stomach ache. It's fucking stupid. I agree.
Yeah.
sounds like
Anyway.
you need no sleep.
Because it's
Sounds
like
like a-
more, but Mo.
I need Mo sleep. Hell yeah.
Mo sleep.
Mo sleep, bitch. All right, I'm out. Liz, nice to meet you, Theta Mae.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yar.
Mo Side Gaming, everybody. The baldest man in the Wild West. Alright. So we've got Gingy's big issue and we've got Theta Mae's issue. Usually the tradition is guests go last, so I guess Gingy, you gotta hit us with your big
I want to hear
exciting
Theta's
issue.
issue, honestly.
Okay, just fucking destroy the whole format and everything that it stands for,
Well,
Gingy. That's fine.
to be fair, Gingy did already give an issue, unless he's giving two.
He is giving two.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm also honestly, let's yeah, Theta go. I'm occupied doing something right now and I can't. I have articles pulled up for my defense.
I'm occupied doing all of the research that I said I was gonna do right now in the middle
No,
of
in
the
all
podcast.
seriousness, I have the things pulled up, but I'm doing a speed run right now of Call of Duty Zombies map.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if
Should
it
just
helps
said you were doing your taxes or something.
No, I'm waiting for one stupid fucking tax form.
I'm gonna start yelling again. Theta Mae listened to that episode recently.
I did.
Was that what you were commenting about, or was it Quackhead? Because I feel like he was saying some crazy shit too. That
Oh,
episode was weird
oh.
overall.
Yeah, that episode. I almost forgot about that one. That was an interesting one. I thought Worf was out there, but that guy was definitely an experience.
There may be a reason why he's never appeared again. What was I gonna say? Do you have a favorite episode?
Favorite episode. I'm trying to think. There were some definitely some good ones. It's hard to say. I'd have to kind of break it down into the two eras essentially, if I was going to do that.
Oh yeah, you said, I forgot, that was the question we like teased within the Discord, that you were gonna give us your big reveal as to what era you prefer.
Yeah. Trying to decide. I might have to just save that as the save the reveal. Keep people waiting and make it suspenseful.
Yeah, well, we'll have to have a second Theta Mae appearance to find out.
Or I could save it to the end. No, I'm trying to think. So I'm trying to just go through real quick a list here of episodes. What was entertaining? You know, it was a surprisingly entertaining one, given who was kind of leading it. Was the old episode that was just Andrew and Jason.
That was a good one. That was a
That was
banger.
that was good.
That was Jason's final episode as an official host as well. He timed it perfectly. I don't know if I think he might have came back after that. I don't know. He definitely guested a bunch of times. I
Yeah,
don't know if he was
yeah, he
ever a
popped in
real host again.
Um, Kathy Meets Her Maker was a great one too.
That is my favorite. I've made that very clear, but that is my favorite episode that we've ever done.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking through.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And to answer Gingy's question, when it comes to favorite hosts, it's kind of a difficult question.
I wonder who Theta Mae, the person who found us through Demi Gloom's Discord server and community, might think is the best
Well,
host of the issue
I mean,
crew.
if is Demi considered a current host at this point? I can't remember now. If
Yes, so she's on sabbatical right now, so it doesn't seem like it, but yes.
I guess it kind of might be a tie at this point then, though, because although I wasn't sure how to feel about him at first, I do really actually enjoy Random now that I've gotten used to his stylings.
Yeah, he really is. Every time he shows up, he's got some like silly shit going on. And somehow it always works, or at least most of the time it does.
So yeah, it's probably between the two of them, um, for sure.
I had to harass Random, try to get him on more. It just annoys me that he won't show up with a mic that functions like a microphone should.
You just gotta hit him up randomly.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah,
because it
see what
he'll
I
says
did
his
there?
name.
he'll appreciate the candor.
God damn it. All right, well, I guess we'll break tradition then. Theta make it go now, and then we'll have Gingy do his big fucking finale. So, Theta Mae, what's your issue today? Hey, that rhymes.
It does. It does. So this is going to be interesting. So I've got a pretty hefty issue here, um, that I think is pretty relatable, at least to listeners and hosts of this show.
How bad
Um,
the issue crew sucks is the issue.
so we're fans of podcasts here. You get so like say you get to the end of a podcast, like you get caught up with it, right? And you want to
Sure.
check out another one. And like,
Yeah.
you start looking into another one that somebody, had mentioned. And, it's interesting. You start to get into it and it's like, oh, this is pretty all right. And it's entertaining enough. Then it gets to the point where you're starting to wonder, like, you know, is this actually entertaining or am I just so committed that I have to stick with it? And
Mm-hmm.
it happens. And maybe things change a little bit and you're still wondering, but you still just keep putting a ton of time into it, and then it's like it kind of like the sunk cost fallacy, where it's just like,
Sure.
I've put so much time in that it would be kind of foolish to give up at this point. And basically, yeah, uh, you know issue crew, I choose you as my issue, the
The,
entirety.
nobody's ever done this before? That's insane. The issue
No, the
crew.
closest
Okay.
I actually panicked a little bit because I've been planning this, and when Demi came on and said the new issue crew, I got a little scared that was a little too close. But I'm going with the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm going with the whole thing, concept and all, every little. And,
Well, by all means, rip us apart.
and I'm doing this in a loving way,
Of course, of course.
Of course, yeah. No,
I
so I
thought
just
your favorite host was gonna be me.
Gingy, you're
well,
everybody's fourth
Least
favorite
favorite?
host.
Well, see, if in that case, I guess it comes down to participation in actual episodes.
Shit.
Yeah, Gingy never talks. That's your problem, Gingy. Is you fucking start playing Call of Duty Zombies and don't talk for 45 minutes.
In my defense, this fucking helps me concentrate. So fuck you.
Concentrate on not talking.
Yes.
Or talking to yell like "fuck" in the middle of getting killed, and
Yeah. That's an issue in itself. Is Gingy fucking reacting to getting killed in video games in
Hey,
the
at
middle
least
of
I haven't
podcasts?
been doing that. Give me
That's
some
fair.
credit.
You've been better
that's
about
fair.
it. You've been better about it.
So yeah, I mean, I've got notes, on hosts, on the new versus old. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
let
good.
us have it.
Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously, it does say a lot that I have such an issue, and yet I can't stop listening,
It's true. It keeps
and
you coming
taking
back.
notes. I'm that kind of like weirdly obsessed. No, so like when I started, like I said, it was pretty entertaining. Like I came into it knowing that it was probably going to be iffy, in terms of like opinions and whatnot, just because of the way Demi described it when she would
The
kind of
way that
plug it
Demi
on
always like half-heartedly
MSGSA.
plugs it and definitely does not want you to listen to it. Actually,
Yeah, no, she said, oh, I'm on this. Don't listen to that podcast. You're not going to want to listen to that podcast, and that just piqued my interest even more. I was like, okay, I need to hear this. Um, so so yeah, then I started listening to this. Like it's only been like I think I started listening in like September or October. So I've had the full experience in just like, a matter of a few months. So I have like a pretty good comparison, I feel like.
it's so
Um,
strange to me that there is a human being in this world who has listened to every episode of the Issue Crew that I now that has been confirmed for me, and I am talking to them. That is that is crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it has been an interesting experience, and actually, generally speaking, pretty enjoyable. Even when it ends up that I have to rage quit because I can't stand the rant that Mo's going on. Um, but yeah, so I feel like um, let's see, I don't want to do this. So I feel like early on, it was the difference was that there seemed to be more arguing, but it was like better balanced opinion wise. Like there is like more almost like debate, like that was clearly like between people who had the certain level of respect for each other. Um, and now, not for what it is, it's not necessarily a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it and who you are. But now it's more that most of the hosts anyway are pretty much in agreement on things, especially on pissing you off, Riley. That seems to be a pretty
Yeah.
That's always been a unifying factor
yeah.
from day one.
It definitely seems like it's much worse. Like not like like, oh, these people are bad for this, but definitely seems like back in the day they might back off a little bit, except for that episode that ended up getting scrapped. But or did it
Shit!
get scrapped?
Whoa! Shit! What episode was that?
No, it didn't get scrapped. That's right. No, it's just the one that everybody bailed on and started the
The issue
yeah
true. I,
yeah
I
the issue
recall
group.
this.
Um, but now it's like when it comes to the like the Constitution and whatnot. Like it was almost like a more of a bit when people would violate it all the time before, and it was uh, kind of a little more entertaining. And now it just seems like everybody just doesn't care.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
real anymore. Like
yeah,
it used to kind of matter, and it would at least be like fun content to like yell about it being broken. But now it's just like nobody will even pretend to care about it even a little bit. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, what else we got here? It's almost like the amount that everybody to some degree kind of agrees on a lot of things now. Um, I don't. I guess it's not really fair to say that it's less entertaining, but it's less. It doesn't have the same kind of pull.
No, it's a different sort of entertainment now. Like
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. Like I almost see it as worse. Like I don't want to say that, I'm kind of shitting on my own product, but like I don't think I've been shy about the fact that the issue crew has kind of fallen way out of what it was supposed to be and what its original vision was. And I do miss that. I
Hmm.
like what we have now.
I
There's
was just about
no
to say, like,
I like what we're doing now. I enjoy it. I show up every week and I do it for a reason. I think we have a good show going on. We're in a much better place. When this vision that I had initially fell apart, I was ready to just fucking shoot the show in the head. But then, yeah, we got Warficus, we got Cats and Blackbread, we pressed on, and now the issue could go on forever. Like I'll keep doing this for the rest of time. So I obviously enjoy the show to some degree, but I do miss what we had at first. Like I think the dynamic that was built by Largest Issue, basically, like the dynamic between me and Demi Gloom and fucking Mo and fucking Andrew and Jason, and we had fucking Kathy in there to be a new fun addition, and fucking all sorts of silly wacky characters to just kind of expand the universe of Largest Issue, and that's what it was for a while. We threw we a new format, a new expansion on the universe, and kind of just like a new lease on what creative drive remained within the ranks of Largest Issue in the galaxy. And then that kind of subsided because like there's a reason why we stopped doing Largest Issue in the galaxy, and it was deeper than Largest Issue in the galaxy itself. Like the interest had kind of worn, and we reinvigorated it for a while with the issue crew. But then, people just kind of started going their own way, kind of started having different life obligations and different paths, and the show had to kind of rapidly change or die, and it rapidly changed, and there's kind of a special it factor that the old show had that I think is missing, but it's still a good show. It's just different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can see that and agree with that. Um, I think, yeah, like you said, the dynamic is definitely considerably different. Um, uh, not not having kind of like the balancing kind of the past, like when you'd have the difference between like Demi and Jason and even like Andrew and whatnot, just kind of opposing opinions on things where they would actually kind of uh, hold each other to the fire over some of the stuff. Um,
Yeah, I feel like the issue crew kind of used to be the way that I describe like the dynamic of the past issue crew is like a fucking radio Shark Tank. Like I think we really achieved like the kind of like I'd say probably the most mainstream comparison I could make is probably like Opie and Anthony, where the bit is we just like tear into each other, and anybody who finds themselves sucked into our sphere just relentlessly, but somehow we have a good time doing it also. We just like
right.
would fucking rip each other's throats out, but like at the end of the day, we were doing it for the entertainment.
Just taking a look at my notes here and see if there's anything else like big to bring up. Um, so yeah, I mean, like the biggest my biggest issue, I suppose, with the issue crew is that what's it's it's like it's I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It's one of those things where it's like I said, you just can't get rid of it. Like it's just too invested. It's like that one like that friend that kind of sometimes just drives you nuts, but you still can't. I guess it's kind of like you and Crow.
Yeah. Listen, I love Crow Royalty. We're best friends. People don't believe me when I say that from the outside looking in, and I understand why, I suppose. But like Me and Crow talk off air constantly.
I believe it.
Like me and Crow are good friends. It's just that I don't like them in this format usually. At least in the old format. I guess they've kind of been doing better with like the new group, but I just listen. There's it's hard to put another head in the logo, okay? We're still missing Cats of Blackbird and Morphicus. I have a crow head, so there's no excuse, but it's really hard to reformat it.
That's fair. I mean, you. Oh no, 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 I won't say that.
And
That's
also,
mean.
I don't want to argue about fucking eggs every week for the next fucking 4
Okay,
years.
well, you. That's only partially Crow's fault. Okay. I mean that's actually another issue that I'll. It would have been funnier to bring it up if Blackbread and or Morphicus were here, but I'll still bring it up anyway. Um, People who are confidently wrong are are uh, are much. It's a stronger presence now.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but
Confidently wrong.
yeah, confidently wrong. That's my wording.
An
For that.
interesting code phrase to describe being a Republican.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's yeah, I mean, but no, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, just that constant having to be the same argument over and over again, um, which has happened, and it's funny because like I said, listening to it in a short period of time, it's much easier for me to look back listening to like an episode 2 or 3 away from another one. I can be like, you guys just had this argument, but like for you that's actually like months ago. For me it was like yesterday.
Yeah, well, we're relitigating like an old like legacy conversation, and for you it happened like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
How bad was I to Crow Royalty? Sometimes I think about those episodes from before I fired Crow Royalty, and I'm like, I was just brutal to
I
him.
don't I don't think being particularly bad on the episodes before he was fired. I feel like it was actually worse when he would guest or even just mentioning, or them I should say. um
That's my bad. I'm so bad at
no,
that.
it's fine, I do it all the time. But I'm just still I'm just still surprised. Like like it just still uh at risk of pissing off another host. Um, I still can't understand the comparison that you make between Crow and Kang and your opinion on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I like them both, but it's just like I think they both do have very similar tendencies where they'll say something they think in their minds is a joke, and in reality it's just not anything. And they'll
I,
say it expecting some sort of reaction, and it'll just
it,
be like, what are we doing here? What is it that you've just said to me? I got a lot more mad at Crowd for it than I do Kang, and that's probably unfair, but it's just sometimes Crow just gets me worse somehow. Like they'll say a thing, and I'll be like, that's like the cruelty I remember is like Crow would try to have a line and it would suck, and I'd just be like, Crow, what was the point of that? What was the joke there? How is that funny to you?
yeah, yeah. It's just so I guess I mean maybe for me because like I haven't listened to any of the greater the bigger picture with Crow, so I haven't heard as much of it. But it like I don't really remember it being as big of an issue for the few times that Crow was um, considered a host. Whereas with Kang, it's constant. And I'm not just trying to sit here and shit on Kang. Kang can be pretty entertaining. Actually, there was an episode that you weren't on. I think it was Gingy, Kang, and Crow. I think it was Gingy, Kang, and Crow.
That
Who else was
sounds
on
like
there?
it might have happened recently. Maybe Captain Blackbread was
Yeah,
also.
maybe. It was that one was actually pretty decent for what it was. I went into it and I was like, I don't know um, about this one, but no, it actually wasn't half bad at all. And I think that the two of them actually did pretty well together, um, surprisingly enough. Um, it's almost it almost felt like they weren't, because they weren't trying too hard, either one of them, almost, that they did a little better, which is kind
Am I creating a hostile work environment that's causing Kang and Crow to
I
not
think
perform their
that like
best?
you
I don't think we're at liberty to discuss that, Riley.
Bring it up with HR.
Nah, you'd fire us on the spot if we tried to.
Yeah, because HR is also me. It's like the sitcom moment where they like take off one hat and put on a different hat, and they're like, "Yes, I'm this guy. That's me."
Whoa, where'd Riley go?
actually in a funny way, I think it's actually like, if I had to guess, just a little armchair psychology, if you will, um, it feels almost like they're trying to, in a way, kind of like maybe they almost feel like intimidated, or like they can't like quite, or like they're just trying to be on the same level as like the rest of you, like you Blackbread and Gingy. It's like it's like you have a little bit more skill, I guess, or talent for it, and they're just trying to be right there on that, and sometimes it lands and sometimes it doesn't. But that's
Yeah,
just
that's fair. Really, I think Crow Royalty's big problem when they were a host was just that they like could not. They hated Kathy, and that was a problem.
that yeah
Because
yeah
like with the ripping each other's throats out, with like we had that uncanny ability to like be brutal to each other, but then just continue to be friends also somehow. And Crow would fail at that part. Like so we'd start picking on Crow, and he'd get like pissed at Kathy. And he'd be like, "Well," it's like, okay, well now you're doing this wrong. Now you're actually upset.
yeah. I mean, I can see both sides of that. Like I can understand, from Crow's perspective, especially I don't know Kathy's opinions these days, but the whole idea of the kind of true scum stuff, I can understand why that would be upsetting. I can definitely understand why that would be upsetting to somebody like Crow. Um, at the same time, as upsetting as that stuff can be, I kind of, I take Demi's approach to it, that like I don't feel like Kathy actually has any hatred for anybody truly in her heart. She just, has those opinions that are very wrong.
Yeah, no, it was just Kathy had the bad opinions, and Crow Royalty was not cool with it, and they would get pissed at Kathy, and they would get pissed at us for trying to tell them to not be so mad at Kathy, and it would be a whole thing.
Yeah, I can see how that would be an issue for sure.
See, huh? Issue,
Yeah.
because the
Oh
issue
yeah.
crew, we have issues with each other, like it says in the beginning.
Oh yeah, but see, doesn't that
Again,
kind of go
I'm the
against
one
your
that
point?
has to make the shitty puns in this group. You take that away, what can I contribute?
You have a nice voice. No reaction to that.
Yeah,
Nope.
nothing.
Any other points you have to make about the issue crew and why it's an issue to you? Another rhyme.
It's yeah, like I said, it's an issue that is so enraging and so entertaining at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you ever have to rage quit beyond that one time? Was that
I
the
it's been close a couple of times. There was a couple of times where I was very close, but it was mostly just that one. I think I was just in a particularly bad mood, and then just whatever it was that um, Mo was on about. I can't remember what his problem was with that one, but it was bad. And whoever he was talking to was actually trying to push back on him a little bit, and he just kept talking over him. But I mean, that's Mo. But it
Mo is
There's
the
the
talking over this guy. He has the power.
I will say that I've had more close calls recently than in the past, for sure.
Okay, so we've had worse opinions lately than we have in the past. Okay. Well, I guess
Yeah,
this
yeah,
we did. I feel like literally have an entire political spectrum shift,
yeah,
like in terms of the like average mean political spectrum of the host. Like I feel like we were predominantly left at the start and are now kind of predominantly right. Even though I'm left, I'm kind of surrounded by writers and centrists now.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't know if I lean one way or the other.
Yeah, you just don't have politics in you. They're
If it's
just
not in my media bubble, I don't give a flying fuck.
That's fair, understandable. Gingy's just getting from point A to point B and raising his son. You gotta respect it.
yep.
Now, don't piss me off and fucking say shit about my kid.
He
No, that would just be
smells.
fucked up.
I'm just like making up
Let's
random
see.
insults to upset you for no. He's stinky.
Your kid probably doesn't even know algebra.
Yeah, what
That's
the
funny.
fuck? He doesn't even know the Pythagorean
what the fuck?
theorem. Did that ever make it to the issue crew? Did Jason ever say that line? That was one of my favorite Jasonisms. Was he would complain about children, and he was like, he probably didn't even know the Pythagorean theorem.
I want to say that I don't know if it was about kids. Yeah, that does sound very familiar, actually. I know that phrase was brought up at least once or twice. That actually brings me to a point. There was one of the notes I have here is that I didn't think I'd ever like miss having Jason on the show when I was first listening, but then like yeah, like I do kind of.
He did play the perfect like the role of the asshole, where
Yeah,
like he's
just
on the show, and you're like he's an asshole, but then when he's not on the show, you're like I feel like there kind of has to be an asshole, and
yeah,
now
he was just so like I know it was like part of the well, I assume it was part of the bit, like he was just so friggin' like cocky and like arrogant, and it was like amusing at times in an enraging way.
you know that role was very that Jason and Andrew both kind of had that niche going, and I think they both were pretty good at it.
Yeah, well, the fun thing with Andrew was that it was like counteracted by like sometimes when you guys would like you'd get him with a point and then he'd just have to like kind of how's the word that I want to use here? Like he would just like like break the character like completely like and he'd have to kind of just kind of like back away from it a little bit and it was amusing. I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for. Like not like cower, but like
And acquiesce, I don't know.
yeah, that's I don't know, but just like especially when it came to like when it came to like gender stuff and whatnot, and like calling him out on that shit, and he'd just like not be able to find the words to argue with it. Like that was always fun.
I remember. I feel like we've definitely described this before, but there was a lost episode of Largest Issue in the Galaxy, where for some reason I don't remember what the point was. Like Andrew's obviously not homophobic, but I guess like one of his gay friends pissed him off this day. And he came up with this he just did this whole bit where he basically did like the South Park shit bit, where that episode of South Park where they tried to see how many times they could say shit in one episode, but he did it with the F slur. It
I
just
mean,
did
can we,
like
can we
Wow.
also? I think it was fucking pretty fucking funny that the MCU randomly enough finally dropped the F bomb. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't think we're talking about the same F
I know.
bomb here, but
Oh no, most definitely not. But
that fucking Star Lord's like you fucking fat.
open the fucking door.
But anyway, but yeah. So Andrew did this whole issue for like 10 minutes. I think it was about gay people, and then you just kept saying the F slur. And like, he first starts the issue, and I'm like, do we have to restart the episode? And he was like, no, it's fine. And then he did like the whole thing, and I was like, are you sure we don't have to restart the episode? And he was like, maybe we do.
Oh shit.
That was a good one. So the content that doesn't get out
Great.
there sometimes, man, I have to get that fucking. I'm told the audio of the uncut dinosaurs episode still exists,
Yes,
and I
I
need
need to
it.
hear that. Yeah, I need to hear the cope.
The big cope.
Do you
True.
though?
You
Yes.
do. It was one of the most legendary moments to ever not air on the issue crew. Oh, I wanted to ask you, Theta Mae. I forgot about this earlier. I was thinking about this too. I've always perceived myself as somebody who like can't win either way. In terms of how I'm perceived by people who are strongly motivated politically. Like I kind of get shit from both sides. Have I had any Terra bad opinion moments for you that have stuck out?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what they are specifically, but you have had some that have been like just fucking absolutely perfect, and like I've, you know, basically like straight up cheered for you at the, at my phone. Um, I'm trying to think of what specifically.
Sometimes I'm just based. What can I say?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. No, in that specific, like your Palestine position has definitely been one of them on that. Like the fact that you've straight up fucking like almost lost your shit on people because of it has been great. I'm trying to think of some of the shit that I've just been. Oh, one of the kind of issues, and I brought that up when I was chatting with you, Trans Fat, was kind of the free speech absolutism, like, and how much of a slippery slope that can be. Like how, like, not that I'm against free speech, certainly not. I'm pretty damn close to absolutism myself, but there is a degree to which it's like, I don't know. But even that hasn't been that bad. I'm trying to.
My issue with that is just like, where do you draw the line? Because like
Yeah,
people
no,
seem to have such radically different ideas of where that line is drawn, and a lot of them are drawing it way too far from where it should be.
yeah, no, I can see that, and I agree for the most part with that. I'm trying to think of what other positions. Most of the time, you're at least it's not. It's
It
like,
seemed like you had something on the mind because you were so quick to be like, "Yeah, sometimes you really pissed me off."
well, there was earlier on there was and I feel like, Demi actually did a good job in an episode of kind of reversing your opinions on it a little bit, was puberty blockers. Um, there was that, and I'm trying to remember some other. There have been other ones that is just.
Yes, I know there have been those moments with Demi Gloom is always the one to point them out where it's like something just won't sound right to me. That's a classic phrase. Is that doesn't seem right to me. It's a classic bit that Demi Gloom spreads around. But yeah, sometimes things just don't seem right to me, and Demi Gloom will get really upset about it.
Yeah, and then, well, sometimes she gets upset enough to rage quit an episode, and
Sometimes she rage quits the whole
I was
podcast for a while.
there. That was one thing to not to be fair and to give everybody a little bit of criticism. That during the art the art mediums episode, when media fine, fuck you, anyway, during that episode when she like dipped out of it because she was fighting with your guest, who was, I mean, admittedly a fucking asshole, but that was
Listen,
that
with
was a
it,
little bit disappointing. I feel like she could have done a better job of explaining her side of those things.
listen, I understand her position. I don't entirely blame her for how that episode
No.
shook out. But the fact is that there were 5 people in that call having a great time, and Demi Gloom just started not having a great time and trying to make that everybody else's problem.
Yeah.
And we just it was banned. But I think the rule still exists really in our hearts that Demi Gloom is not allowed to be on the same episode as a new guest. From now on, she's banned.
Fair enough.
She always seems to get in fights with the new guests that we have.
Yeah, yeah, no, I did notice that would be my one criticism. I feel like it feels a little bit different more recently. I think that she's straight up said herself that she's kind of taking a different approach to that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
she's really calmed down in terms of just like getting way fucking up her own ass constantly. She doesn't do that as much now.
But
I do have my issue, by the way. Or do you think we're at a good length, Mr. Riley?
No, you're not getting out of this, Gingy. I'm making you do the issue.
Well, I found this button. Guess what?
Ah, shit. It's the hang up button is the button you found.
Yeah, it was a magical button.
very good.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think I've made a pretty good case as to why the issue crew is an issue.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I don't know how. I'm glad that you came on and you brought in this issue because I don't know how entertaining it is to other people, but I do always enjoy the kind of inside baseball discussions, especially when I can get like a new perspective on things about just like how the shows operate because we've been doing this shit for a long fucking time, like 125 episodes. It's like this is a whole storied legacy of shit we've been doing for coming up on 3 years, the somewhat soon in the grand scheme of things. We've been doing a lot of a lot of shit, and it's kind of interesting sometimes to take a little trip back and kind of figure out what's changed and what's stayed the same, and just that sort of inside talk. So if you all hated this and want us all to die, then I'm sorry, but this is an enjoyable discussion for me personally.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, of course, because you know I get to come on here and give an experience that I had and get to talk to somebody about it because I don't have anybody else to talk to about it really. Um,
You know, nobody else listens to this shit.
right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, and
Speaking
trying to convince somebody to listen to it would be even more difficult.
speaking of shit,
Okay.
my big issue is the United States healthcare system.
Okay.
See that this is going to be a based issue. I feel like.
The United States healthcare system, Gingy, give it to us.
And I am gonna be coming from a father point of view and also a working adult. It is incredibly fucking expensive for just fucking anything nowadays. And I got some fucking statistics for you. The U.S. has the most expensive healthcare in the world per capita. This survey was done back in 2021, so it's a little outdated, but at the same point, it is still relevant. Per capita in the United States, the average healthcare expense is $12,318. Next one being Germany, being 7,300, Sweden 6,200. Pulling from another one, the average length of a hospital stay, for example, is 5.5 days, right? And the average, where is it? Because I'm looking at numbers. The average cost of an ambulance ride is around $1,300, right? And and done in 2022, the average daily hospital cost was $3,025, and that's just for like the bedroom, right? So $3,025, and let's just say you got real sick, Riley, right? So you were in the hospital for 10 days, right?
Sure.
Just the hospital stay alone, you're looking, and granted, insurance pays some of it, but for the most part, you are on the hook. Just for that hospital bed for that 10 days, that's $30,000.
Yeah, it almost seems like fake. Like I'm
100% is not.
I'm so I know it's not, but what I'm saying is it's so absurd. Like I've never received healthcare under the context of not being covered by the infinite everything is $0 child insurance. Um and I hear about people's medical bills and stuff, and I'm like, this can't be, that's not a real amount of money that they would charge you for anything. That's a lot of, that's just like they're just fucking writing numbers down on the paper for fun until they get tired, until their hand cramps up.
No, unfortunately, it is factual because I spent not to mention. So I'm gonna sum it up, obviously, because I'm not gonna go into specifics. But my son has medication, right? And there's been a national shortage of his medication, so it's been a bitch and a fucking half with crap. And my health insurance, the healthcare system, is fucked because his usual pharmacy that I go to, they have either been completely out, right, no stock because of the shortage, and as of late, I had to switch pharmacies because for whatever bullshit reason, the previous pharmacy wasn't in contract anymore, or whatever bullshit, with the type of medicine that my son is on. So I had to pay out of pocket because my insurance wouldn't cover it. And, I'm not fucking Mr. Monopoly. I paid almost $200 for his fucking bottle. And,
Shit.
it's not like light medicine that he can go without. No, he fucking needs it. So it's like, oh, well, I have no choice. I'm going to have to fucking make it work. And that's not even counting because I know insulin is fucking batshit crazy expensive too. Insulin that people need to survive. Let's see. Let's see. What's up?
I was going to say, to contribute to the medication shortage thing, I've have that experience myself. I'm actually switching from Adderall to Ritalin because Ritalin around here anyway, where I am, is more available than the Adderall. I've had to go weeks without a medication that I
Mm-hmm.
kind of need to function efficiently. And it's the biggest part of it that's bullshit is that it's an artificial shortage. It's all just manufacturers being assholes and not
100%. 100%.
allowing.
And then here's something like insulin, right? It's life necessary. You need it to
Yeah.
survive. The average cost of a vial of short-acting insulin is around $300, while long-acting insulin can cost over $400.
Listen, I think I'm living proof that insulin is a scam because I haven't I haven't gotten a doctor to look at my blood since I was like 17. I'm probably diabetic. They said when I was 17 that if I didn't get my fucking act together, I was gonna be diabetic, and I did not get my fucking act together. So I have to assume something's going on, and I'm just eating sugar, and I haven't died yet. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe diabetes is just a scam, guys. Maybe
I mean,
I'm winning against diabetes.
I would say that I would assume that's the reason anyway, that your father's lack of toes on the one foot might be evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, well, I still got toes. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not gonna try to dig blackheads out of my toe with a utility knife. So I've got that over on old dad. So I think hopefully my toes will be okay.
But yeah,
Um,
that's pretty much it.
Another story from that I just heard today actually. So I work on appliances. It's what I do for work. So I interact with a lot of different people, usually one on one. One of my customers was talking about her refrigerator. Um, she One of her previous refrigerators had it was brand new and it died basically. And anyway, she's diabetic, had insulin in there, and she was panicking because she's got thousands of dollars of insulin that she could have lost, and if she lost it, the insurance wasn't going to pay for it again, even though she never got to use it, and it wasn't her fault that her refrigerator died. And it's just absolute bullshit that there's thousands and thousands of dollars that she, you know, may have lost, you know, and they wouldn't have covered it, and she would have been fucked.
Yeah, insurance. It's uh,
The worst thing too is like the scam that is health insurance. Like that's the
Yeah.
whole insurance in general is like a giant scam, but especially health insurance, it's such like a dire thing where like these claims are like literally life and death.
Yep.
And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think that fucking healthcare CEOs are fucking mass murderers, essentially. Fucking
Yes.
healthcare insurance CEOs. Like, it's absurd. People are definitely dying because of this.
if I don't win this week,
I mean,
Yeah.
well, it depends on if we have any like the people who are into inside baseball, because we had a pretty in depth discussion about the show in general. But I would vote for you if I were allowed. And
thank you.
Theta Mae's not
issue is
allowed.
the best.
Theta Mae's not allowed to vote, so maybe we're just not going to get a vote because I'm pretty sure they've been the only one voting for the past like month.
my issue is the best.
It's the best issue. It's everybody's favorite issue. And I gotta call Crow and do that voice. So it's become a new bit with me and Crow that I
I
now
do.
like. I play. The bit is that Trump really wants Crow royalty to like him because Crow royalty's always talking shit about Trump. So I'll just start doing the Trump voice and I'll be like, "I love Crow royalty. He has great taste in Japanese tokusatsu programming. Love him. Very hardworking."
I do though, Senor Riley. I have to hop off and do some dad duties before I have to go night.
Okay, I'll play the role of you during the outro. Don't worry.
Theta, it was very nice meeting you.
You as well. Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Actually,
Good night to you too, Theta.
Actually, I didn't leave the whole time. It was just a joke. Here I am. It's me, Gingy. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I knew it. I
this
knew
is-
you weren't gonna leave.
This is how I talk. Folks, thank you for listening to the Issue Crew. It's been a hell of an episode. Gingy wasn't even. I had a whole joke for Gingy, and then I let him leave before. It's not even a joke. It's just a humorous observation. It's the fact that this whole issue that he did stems from me being like, you just come up with issues, and then you just like talk about them for 2 minutes, and then it's done. And he was like, I'll research and I'll bring in a real issue. And even when he did that, it was only 6 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. My notes there. He was like, "Oh, I've got pages open with notes and whatever," and that was it.
We love Gingy anyway. It's okay. But folks, I think it's been a good episode today. I thank you for joining us, Theta Mae.
Thank you for having me. Hopefully, I was relatively entertaining. I had a good time anyway.
I think you were good. I think we had a good time. I just hope that I can the leveling works correctly. Because I don't know what it is about your mic that just like no matter what we do to it, it's just a little bit. You say you sound fine to me, but that's because I have you at 200%. That's what it took to reach fine.
Oh
So,
shit!
so it's gonna take some doing, but I should be able to pull it off. But regardless, folks, I'm gonna tell you all where you can find us. Theta Mae, do you have any sort of social medias and such that you would like to
Um,
plug here today?
sure. So the only thing right now of any use, kind of, would be Blue Sky. It's just Theta Mae. Um,
Oh, you're
uh,
there. You're on
yeah.
that
So,
one.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, I do have Twitter, but I don't really do anything with it, and I don't really like it. Um, so yeah, I have that one. I have the fuck you Elon Musk attempt one.
Yeah, I got I had a Blue Sky even when it was like invite only. Like I got hooked up, but like Back then there was nothing going on there, and
Fucking
from what I hear, like I don't know how great it is now. And I also feel like I might be in danger of getting banned from Blue Sky because I occasionally participate in the sillier stuff going on Twitter, that might not be tolerated in Bisky
I
land.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I follow anybody that kind of edgy enough to know whether or not things are acceptable here. I mean, there are plenty of people sharing things about Mario and whatnot, so maybe it's okay. I don't know.
The wrong
Mario
Mario
can
brother,
be whatever
but
the fuck. I wanna think, well, no, see, I don't know. I got nothing. I was gonna try to turn it into a joke, but that's just
oh, I remembered we were talking about Luigi at work today, me and a buddy, and I had surmised that what if the healthcare CEOs, they're like, okay, we can't let this happen again. We need a true bodyguard. And the bodyguard is Waluigi Manchio.
yeah. Oh shit.
Oh
Amazing.
Jesus!
Fucking
All right.
amazing.
Can you DM me your blue sky, by the way, so I can put it in the description and not
Yeah.
not
Yep.
not scramble for it Sunday morning, like as often happens. Uh, but folks, you can find me at linktr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe. So many podcasts and YouTube channels, so many podcasts for Theta Mae to choose from to listen to now that now that they are done with the issue
I
crew.
I have considered going and finding the largest issue and trying to potentially go through that catalog as well.
Well, that's an interesting one. You're gonna hear a formative time for a lot of us. That show started in 2019, I believe. I was 17. Andrew was fucking like 13 or some shit. It
It's
was just
fucking
it was
hilarious.
just the two of us for a while. Those were the interesting days. It was just me and Andrew before episode 50 came along, and we were like, we're bad at doing this, just the two of us. We need some other guys.
Amazing. Amazing.
But yeah, like tr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe. There's all sorts of cool stuff there. Fucking all sorts of YouTube channels and YouTube internet contents of all varieties and shapes. You know how it is. I don't know why I'm just speaking nonsense now. I need to go to bed. Folks, my issue was getting demoted. Gingy's issues were camping in multiplayer games and the United States healthcare system, and Mo's issue was early morning stomach pains.
And my issue was the issue crew, which is the biggest issue.
I guess we'll find out next time. Whoa. Okay, goodbye.
Good night.